Don't be shy, basically. Okay. What's a problem or adversity you've ever had to overcome in life? Um,
Primary adversity.
from anything. It can be, dealing with death of a loved one to challenging school course to a professor that just couldn't stand that you had to really work with, or
Uh,
bad roommate, or
no, I've had all good roommates. I'd probably say my experience in the military.
oh,
Yeah. Um, Primarily, I guess, being female in the military.
oh, awesome. Could you give me a brief summary of your life up until your problems or challenges in the military? Like, brief overview, like what your life was like growing up till you got to the military point.
Um,
Single child,
I
grew up
have
in
an older sister, grew up in Maryland basically all my life. Nothing really out of the ordinary happened.
and then when you got to the military, you found some challenges being a woman.
Um,
And what particularly was challenging? And when did challenges get to their worst is the main question.
it was more specifically just trying to prove myself as a female, like in this masculine environment. I guess
Putting it in context.
I would probably say the peak of it was maybe like deployment. When you're kind of stuck in that environment, like on a ship for 7 months, it gets tense.
I'm sure.
Yeah.
So you were deployed to Iraq or Afghanistan?
No, we were on sea the whole time, 7 months. We were around the Horn of Africa and the Gulf of Aden.
Oh, wow. So you were on a ship. Navy?
Yes.
Wow. One of the few women, I guess, on a ship, right? Usually it's
No, lots of women.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, I guess I've heard the stereotype. It's a whole bunch of men that's stuck at sea for months.
Usually
and
aircraft
months.
carriers have the most men.
Oh, so you were just on
I
a,
was on a destroyer. It's a much smaller ship, so.
still a destroyer. That's pretty awesome. Wow, awesome. Oh, before I won't go far. Okay, so what did you do to overcome to survive in the military despite the challenges of being a woman? What gave you the power or the tools to succeed in your situation? What did you have to rely on or do, or
Stay on top of, your job, your work, and maintain yourself physically so that you can, I guess, compete on a physical level. But there's a lot of psychological overcoming or compensating for that. Also, just like the reality of the situation, you have to be mentally prepared.
right? Just like boot camp, right?
Yeah.
So, okay, great, awesome. So, lastly, what advice would you give to anybody else, maybe in a situation similar in the military, female, finding that some challenges they probably expected but didn't really expect, or maybe they did or they didn't. What's your best advice for them to hang in there, and what can they do to make sure that they don't give up, or they have a smooth time like you did, or as smooth as possible?
I would say make friends, but know who you're making friends with, and learn to work as a team instead of thinking individualistically. Keep yourself in shape, like physically, but also like in your job, so that people can look to you and depend on you instead of the opposite way.
Right. Wow. Sounds like some mature, good advice there.
Yeah, I'm 24, so I hope it sounds somewhat mature.
No, you do. No, that's perfect. That's perfect. That's what we need to hear. Sounds good. Wow. Oh, I'm gonna give you my card.